It's your boy DJ Akademiks, and this next story just floors me. We got my man Pharrell, who, after 2 weeks at number 2 on the Billboard charts, his song, Happy, rose to number 1 to dethrone Katy Perry featuring Juicy J, Dark Horse, to gain the number 1 spot on the Billboard's Hot 100. Now, this is the first time an African American has been number 1 on this particular chart since 2012, so I'm thinking, like Rick Ross would say, bring out the crab legs with heavy butter. We about to celebrate. Scandal's back. We got Rick Ross album that just leaked. Wick checks about to come in a couple days and tax refund on the way. Niggas is eating lovely. We about to turn up. But no. Now, of course, this was something definitely to applaud, but instead of applauding Pharrell's effort, I noticed that many articles on the internet was actually focusing on his album cover, which many black women on social media pointed out did not contain a black woman. Now, the name of Pharrell's album is called Girl, and it's slated to drop March 3rd. You guys can check out the album cover on the screen right now. And that's when the barrage of dumb tweets and pretty much ignorant tweets by self-entitled black women start happening. We had people like Dream Hampton making tweets like, I'm sure Pharrell album is great. He's been making the best music of his life. The cover was disappointing. Now we have another person on social media called Corporate Barbie. She said that, well, I could only speak for myself. Here's what I want. For black women of all hues to be represented proportionately in pop culture. Then of course followed up by someone who had the Twitter name Queen Undrum. She said that black women are not feminine or complacent enough to make Pharrell's Girl album cover. In short, he's not talking about us. LOL. Now, to me, this was so hilarious because I can't believe there's a controversy that stemmed from this album cover. I'm wondering, for everyone who got mad about this album cover, how did this album cover in any way, shape, or form send any message to black women? How did this message say that black women weren't complacent enough? I'm wondering why this cover made black women so infuriated. Other people on social media just called the artwork for the album flat out racist. And actually, this puzzles me completely. I was dying laughing because I couldn't believe how black women were taking this entitlement stance that they need to be represented on the album cover. Number one, Pharrell is not a black woman, so if he doesn't choose to put a black woman on his cover, he doesn't choose to do it. Not because a black man as an artist means there has to be a black woman on the cover. Number two, there was a black woman on the cover. But the real problem here is that the woman wasn't dark enough for people to accept her as being black. Most people that was criticizing and calling this album cover flat out racist thought that there wasn't a black woman on the cover because the lady in the extreme right, closest to Pharrell, she actually was black, but she was a lighter skinned black individual. Now, most people with this pro-black feminist movement, they don't accept that as being representation of black. They expect somebody of a darker complexion, and to be honest, it raises another question that I won't even address. Is being mixed or being super light-skinned or light-skinned in general still considered black? Because the black people will still give you flack for having somebody that's light-skinned or mixed on your album cover. They'll claim they're not black. Now, the backlash of black women of not feeling included, like they had to be included in this album cover by Pharrell, it was hilarious to me. Listen, black women are 7% of the population in the USA, but they feel like they gotta be in 99% of shit. It baffles me how someone could come to a wrong conclusion that they're not represented on an album cover and then tied to some type of fact or some type of speculation that they're not on it because they're not complacent enough. This is completely idiotic. Some black women, and the black women who think this, they're just self-ethering them and their whole cause. Now I gotta give it up to Pharrell, because Pharrell came out and he addressed it and he also was baffled. I want you guys to check out what Pharrell had to say here.
They looked at the cover. They didn't see what they felt like they, what, I don't know what the definition is. I mean, that she's light-skinned black woman, but I mean, what is this conversation? So is our president not black? I mean, is Lenny Kravitz not one of our greatest rock? Like, what are we talking about? And is Lisa Bonet in or out? Like, what are we talking about? Like, and I'm not mad because I understand. I understand that plight. You know, my dad is a dark-skinned man. I understand that. I know what that is all day long. Have I lived it specifically? Yeah, I'm a black man. Mm-hmm. What about, you know when they just reported that I was like the first, I've been the first black person to go number one on pop radio since Rihanna.
Wow.
Like, but then you're going to shoot at me. Like, what do you mean? I'm going to turn 41 in April. Of course I'm doing this first. What are you talking about, man? My mom is a black woman that is a part of a huge part of my business. My business is run by another black woman, and I'm married to a black woman. What are you talking about?
Now, I think what's left to be said here after this incident is that some of you black women just need to chill out. A lot of you black women require black men to date you exclusively, work with you, put you on album covers. Sounds like entitlement to me. I don't see a million white chicks that were mad when Nelly made a video tip drilling. There was a bunch of black chicks in that video just shaking their asses. White chicks was mad like, wow, we ain't getting represented. We trying to twerk too. But of course, black women are mad because Pharrell didn't include them on their album cover. Actually did, but didn't include someone that's dark enough. I knew the fuckery would start back up because, of course, Scandal came back. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait. I was like, it gotta be a full moon for the Ratchets tonight. We got Scandal back tonight. Rick Ross album leaked. WIC checks coming in a couple of days. Tax refund on the way too. Man, niggas is eating lovely. But a lot of you black chicks gotta stop lying like you're looking to Pharrell's album cover for representation. Most of y'all look for y'all representation in Olivia Pope. To be honest, other than Beyonce, a lot of black women, their role models end up being fictional characters. It goes from one to another. It goes from Tasha Mack to Olivia Pope. To me, I just find it very ironic and very funny, actually, that out of all the races that could have been mad about actually not being left out, what about Asians? What about Indians? Out of any race or any group of people, any ethnic group, whatever group that was supposed to be represented on this album cover by Pharrell, the only group that was mad was not only represented, but it was black women, and they were calling the person who actually is the artist, who is black himself, they were calling him racist. This shit is hilarious. Now I want you guys to get in that comment box, weigh in, also hit that thumbs up button, like and share. What do you think about this fuckery? Is it just a sign of the times, or just people just way too sensitive? People start getting mad over social media quicker than they could even think about the facts of the situation. Now, does Pharrell have a social obligation to put a black woman on his album cover if it's titled Girls? Or does it not matter? Do you think a group that's 7% of the population needs to be represented on an album? Or are we going to use that, oh, well, he's black, so he needs to put a black woman on it? I want you guys to explain your thoughts and also your views. Make sure you subscribe and also hit that like button and share on social media. It's your boy DJ Akademiks, and I'm out.